Hello flight simmers, welcome back to the channel and welcome to the final leg of our tour around the world. It is already leg number 6, going from Milan up to Luxembourg. Only a very short flight to conclude our tour around the world. Hard to believe that we have already made it around the world once, well, at least almost. So all is left is the short flight. GSX is loading the aircraft, although payload today is super low. I can't imagine that CargoLux carries lots of good between these two airports. I think it's rather a ferry flight back to the home base of Luxembourg. So let's get started on the flight plan today. CargoLux 7711, which is the same flight number as the flight we took from Chicago over to Milan on the 6th of July. Milan to Luxembourg 748 freighter, costed X60. Well, it's basically all pretty much as we are used to. Bit of wind, 60 knots even, but on that short flight it wouldn't affect us too much. Here you can see that we are super low, only 228.0 fuel weight. Flight time only about 1 hour. Alternate will be Paris, and block fuel 20.9 tons. Zero fuel weight 248.7, which is approximately 200 tons shy of max takeoff weight. So I believe we need to dial back that power on those engines quite a bit in order to not go too crazy during the departure. Cruise level 340, we will quite simply stick there. Yo, so that's pretty much it, and let's head straight into the cockpit. Okay, so here we are. ACARS is already loaded. We need to load in the route. Is it all? No, it's not loaded in yet. Okay, sorry. We need to send it first, of course. Request, okay. Pre-flight checklist for parking brake can go on, and then that is completed as well. And now I'm quickly waiting for the route up here. External powers on APU is still off. We can start that in a second. Alright, so now it's here loaded in. And then in the meantime I can already, oh sorry, that was wrong, get the weather out. Okay, now it's here, activate perfect performance, send the request, accept. We will put this one to 0, so we don't plan on doing any step climbs during the cruise today. And cost an X60, and that will go to okay, sorry guys, once again there's the issue that I can't enter any stuff on the left FMC. I will just do it here on the right one. So cruise 340, we will stick there. And departure is out of 35 left, and now the weather is closed again. Let's see, variable 4 knots, 100 to 230. Okay, yeah, it's hard to tell, but I think 35 will work fine today. And then the departure route, we will need to see what's available to us. I'm looking for NELAP 6 Mike. There it is, that's good. And transition, I believe, is this one. It's a bit hard to tell from the charts, but yeah, we will go to NELAP, and from NELAP we will take the transition to Aosta, and then we will hopefully get where we want to be. Let's load the wind data. And then, since it is a super short flight, we should also plan a bit for our approach. So first of all, transition. Here is 6,000. And then yeah, the arrival should be ILS 24, and it should be the GeForce 1 Sierra. And transition, okay, I will do the transition later on. That's just to have sort of a basic idea on the flight. Okay, so variable winds 12 to 4300. Yeah, so the runway is correct at least. That's good. Let's close that, and then we can already head over to performance, and that will be rather fun today. Our first flight is still open. Initialize the flight, performance, copy FMC data, conditions are dry. Okay, let's put winds 180 at 4. So technically we would rather depart towards the south, but I think here in Milan preferred runways are the 3.5s for departure. That's why I think 4 knots of tailwind are not too much to do it. Takeoff 2, quite sure that will work today. Aircon is on, anti-ice is off. Calculate. So it will be takeoff 2, select temperature 36 and flap 20. So takeoff 2, 33 if it was. No, 36 and then flap 20, okay. 36, flap 20, center of gravity, and I think we can simply take those speeds. 136. So definitely our lowest takeoff speeds we had during this trip around the world. And the initial heading, well, we depart 340, but then we turn left 310 rather fast, so I will put this one in. And altitude, well, it doesn't say any first initial altitude, so you know what, let's just put this all the way up, then we don't have to worry about it during the flight. Okay, flight directors, auto throttle, LNAV, VNAV, looking good. Let's get this APU fired up, and I believe we can start to close some doors. Close all, and now it should work since, yeah, 1 extra turn power is available. That's good. All right, and then we're pretty much set. Let's see, we depart out, do a quick left-hand turn after we meet 1,200 feet, and then sort of continue towards the west and then towards the north. At least that's the idea for today. All right, and I'm hoping for a beautiful departure. A little bit of clouds out there, but we are departing towards the mountains, so we should be in for rather a scenic departure today. All right, it seems like all the doors are closed, which is perfect. APU is available. We can put this one tube on and then get rid of all the ground connections. And then let's ask for a pushback. And we are in fact a bit early. Scheduled departure time is 11:30 Zulu, and now it's 17, so a tiny bit early, but that's fine. Passenger signs should go on. MCP is set V2136, heading 310, and altitude 340. Takeoff speeds 120, 21, 36. CDU preflight is completed. Trim is 7.9 units, 00. Taxi and takeoff briefing. Well, taxi super short. Runway 35 left is pretty much, let's see if we can see it, just behind us. Yeah, so there it starts. So it's a super short taxi, just push back with, well, we could go either way, and then taxi over there. And beacons go on now. Nice. Okay, tax for just a second. All the fuel pumps, I'm quite sure that the cross feeds can stay off today. And then let's put those to auxiliary power. Okay, let's go right, and then we will just take the small turn down there. I think it's pretty much the same way if we go left or right. Doesn't make much of a difference. Okay, and let's release the parking brakes. I'm not sure if you guys can hear GSX properly. For my headphones it's barely hearable just now, but okay, we don't need them too badly, so that should be fine. Before start checklist is completed. and let's fire up those engines. So packs 2 and 3 go off, starting engines 3 and 4. And let's take the pushback driver view today. We haven't had this during the tour around the world, and we can nicely see engine number 3 firing up. Oh, and I'm just seeing I have the emergency lights still off. That's not too good. Should be armed. Okay, still on auto start. As soon as they switch to running, then we can start 1 and 2. There it is. Starting 1 and 2. Okay, setting the parking brakes. And I believe we are good to confirm the good engine start. Yeah, starter cutoff engines are running sweet. Okay, now the hydraulic pumps go to auto. Packs 2 and 3 go on, and APU goes off. And then VORs, traffic, and definitely terrain on my side. So VORs, traffic, and weather. Yeah, so terrain might be quite interesting, although we are super light today, and yeah, we shouldn't run into any trouble with the terrain. We will get up to cruise level rather fast. Okay, before taxi checklist, anti-ice is off. Certainly don't need that today. Recall is checked, or brake, RTO, flight controls. Full left, full right, neutral, full up, full down, neutral, and the rudder full left, and full right, neutral. Ground equipment is clear, the pushback truck is driving away, and that's done. Taxi lights, and flaps 20. Alright, so we are good to release the parking brake, and we probably only need just a little bit of power to get us going today. And then yes, we will just taxi around this turn and back over there. Oh, there's a small train running, nice. Yes, speeding up quite well. Okay, I hope there won't be any traffic during our departure. Now there is a bit of 8i traffic. When we landed here in Milan, there was barely any traffic on the ground. I think it's a sort of AI companion issue. I have left it off today for a change, so let's see if that works better now. Okay, going straight ahead would take us to 35 right, which we are not using today. So a bit of traffic. There's a yeah, okay, they are departing the other way. Okay, so what should we do? Should I? Yeah, maybe I should switch the runway. Yes, maybe I will do that. And there's a cutter of FedEx. And something I have never heard before, to be honest. Sinus Air. Interesting, okay. Yes, okay, so I will switch to the other runway. And then I will meet you down there, since now it will be a bit of taxiing. I could have taken the right-hand turn here, never mind. Okay, so departure 17 right. Takeoff speeds deleted, that's for sure. And then will be the Nella 6 X-ray. Okay, back to the takeoff speeds. Runway length is the same. I believe technically V1 would change now, since we have a headwind instead of a tailwind, but since we anyway have enough power, that should be fine. Okay, right-hand turn over here, and then we will take the second to next left-hand turn, taxi all the way down on the runway, and I will meet you guys back down at the intersection. Alright, so now it's not far to go. There's even some traffic coming in. I'm going to put the transponder on to see what's going on in the skies, tilt above. And yes, I have adjusted the heading to 168 runway heading, and also the trim is set 5.2 as it is needed today. Where did he go? Okay. I don't know. Let's slow down a bit for this final turn. But then it will, oh no, there's some more traffic on the radar, although he might be on 17 left. I'm going to hold short quickly and verify that. There he is, yeah. That's definitely 17 left, sorry. Okay, so landing lights, taxi lights go off, strobes go on, packs can stay on today. And let's go onto the runway.
Approaching 17 right.
Okay, before takeoff checklist is completed, flaps are set at 20. And there's an EasyJet which just landed, and then there's a Qatar 777 which is about to cross the runway. So we'll need to wait another second until we're good to go.
On runway 17 right.
Okay, let's give this a Qatar couple of seconds. and we should be good. And whatever this EasyJet guy is doing, I think he's coming back onto the runway. Well, you gotta love the AI traffic. Always fun to have it. Okay, the EasyJet is about to cross, and just to double check, so we will climb track 168 to 1170 and then 179 to 1500, and then we turn direct NEL up. So as we are already at 800 feet, it will be rather fast. Oh, come on guys, you gotta be kidding me. Okay, but at least he's taxiing fast. Okay, now let's take this spot before there's coming anyone else. Okay, around 50%, power is established, toga. And so here we go on our final trip, leg number 6 of our tour around the world. Should be just a 1 hour flight, very short, and then we have completed an entire flight around the world. Pretty amazing. But now let's focus on this last departure.
V1, rotate.
Yeah, that was a fast run,
V2,
big run. And we are airborne easily. Gears coming up. Okay, I think that was some serious short field performance here. Qatar Airways down there. Quite nice. Okay, so we are closing in on 1500, and there it is. So we go direct NEL up. We could already start retracting the flaps, but I will wait until I've completed this turn. It's rather a tight turn here after departure. Okay, flaps 10 now. And flaps 5. Let's zoom out a bit to see where we are going. Okay, NEL up is over there. And yes, there are the Alps coming up. We can see it on the navigation display. Flaps 1. And there's the airport down there. So we are climbing rather fast today. Okay, and now it looks like there's a bit of a speed constraint in here. Speeding to 210 knots. In fact, we can put the autopilot on. We are pretty settled on the flight director. Okay, 210 until NEL up. Well, that's fine with me. But I think I will retract the flaps, although we are not still at the flap up arc, but I think it's more economically. And I think we can easily afford giving our weight today. Okay, that's transition altitude standard. After takeoff checklist is already completed. Okay, and we have top of climb already before the waypoint hour starts, so that will be super fast. And that's just 40 miles from now. Pretty amazing. Alright guys, I hope you have enjoyed this super lightweight departure, and then I will get back to you in less than 1 hour, and then we will do our final landing. after just, let's see, 45 minutes of flight time. So very short flight only. And I have to say, it feels quite weird flying such a light 747. Almost feels like a general aviation aircraft, like a small prop or something. Although, to put things into perspective, 240 tons, that's still 3 times the weight of a fully loaded 737. So overall, it's still a heavy aircraft. It just feels super light today. Alright, regarding the landing, it will be on runway 24. Wind will be straight on the nose with 15 knots. Speaking of which 15 knots, maybe I should add 10 knots on top to be on the safe side. Flap 25 landing today for a change. So final approach speed 146. Auto brake 2 should be enough, since a light aircraft is of course easier to slow down than a heavy aircraft. So that should be no trouble. I can't see any traffic on the radar just now, so this should also be fine. And we are on the, to double check, Igor 1 Sierra arrival, which will take us straight to LX-24I, which is our initial approach fix. And then we will be straight on the final approach course, so very straightforward arrival. We are passing 10,000 feet, so inbound landing lights go on. Now it's probably asking for some drag. Yes, it is. And let's see. So the initial approach fix is 11 miles out. So we should be at flap 5 by then, and sort of during the turn, before we hit the final approach fix, we should be set at flap 10 at least. Yeah, and then we will, flap 10, and then we will drop the gear and go flap 20. That should work out fine. Alright, weather is beautiful, no clouds, although active sky is sort of loading in and out the clouds. Airport is down there. Pretty close already. I don't know if there's any traffic around. We will see when we get there. Okay, transition altitude is 6,000, but I believe we can already go to local 1019. Gives us a little bit more time, and we are indeed a bit high. Okay, so what I will do, I will use the flaps to slow down the aircraft a bit. So flap 1. And I will put the heading to 238, which is our go-round heading, and then we will climb up to 3,000 and then later on to 4,000. Pretty straightforward, really. Yes, we are rather high. I don't know why, but the aircraft seems to struggle to slow down properly. Okay, I will put this one to flight level change and then go flap 5, so we stay at the current speed but have somewhat drag. So we should be able to descend a bit faster, and now clouds are coming back in. Yeah, that's a bit annoying. Active sky and enhanced atmospherics have no smooth transition, so that's the reason why. We are slowly catching up, but let's hope it works out. Let's try. Okay, flap 10 is 245, so we can even go flap 10. And then yeah, I saw it a bit late that we are too high. If I had seen it earlier, then I had more time to adjust. But runway is down there. Okay, Now there's some traffic straight ahead. Oh, where's that coming from? Okay. Localizer. Okay, let's see if we can get this glide slope. Flip 20. And let's quickly get rid of this AI traffic here. Okay, so at least this one is gone. Okay, glide slope is captured now, that's good. Speed coming back to 146. And yes, that is officially a terrible approach here. Sorry about that, guys. Anyhow, let's arm the speed brakes. Altimeters have been set earlier. And drop the gear. And flaps 25. Yes, that's because the gear is not out yet. But that will disappear in just a second. Those lights go on, taxi lights. Okay, and now we are finally in a good config. Let's take the aircraft.
Approaching 2-4.
Alright, horrible approach, but at least we are settled now. And there again, some air traffic popping in. Okay, that's super annoying. This goes to 3000. But it looks like he's speeding up, so we are good to go. I don't know why the AI traffic is just like putting the aircraft somewhere on the map out of nowhere. That's a bit frustrating at times, but hey, never mind.
Approaching minimums. Terrain. Minimums.
Continue. Okay, so we are super light, so don't want to start the flare too early here.
100, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
And floating a little bit, but there we are. Okay, reverse. Okay, manual braking, idle forward, and we can even make this exit here. It's super convenient. Okay, 30 knots. Okay, that's okay for a high-speed exit. That should work. Alright guys, welcome to Luxembourg, back to our home base. Sorry about the far from good approach, but at least the landing was alright. Let's do a bit of a cleanup here. And now we are looking for gate, let me double check, Zulu 4, if that's available, but I will complete this turn first. Seems like the AI traffic is quite active today, but okay. Okay, flight directors, auto throttle, and then the landing lights and strobes. APU goes on, and then the transponder goes to standby. Now the parking. Okay, Zulu 4 is available, perfect. I wonder why CargoLux is not available here. Whatever, DHL will work. Okay, VORs can go off, traffic, terrain, off traffic and weather, and I believe everything else. Oops. Now I'm texting a bit fast. There was a bit too much power here. And anyway, this dash will put itself in front of us. There's a Swiss, another Lux error. Must be quite scary for a Dash 8 to know that there's a 7.4 just behind and waiting to go a bit faster. Okay. I think we can kill one engine to save a little bit of fuel. Okay, so now just the turn to the left, and there's even a special livery 747. That's the Sea Life, where they carried these two whales. I don't know if you've heard about this story. I think 2 or 3 years back, when they were carrying 2 beluga whales. Pretty awesome. Okay, I don't want to trust GSX today on this final parking. Should be a nice one. But it seems like there's no proper marking on the ground, so we will just take the second one. But it is quite in line with GSX after all. In fact, it's spot on. Okay, perfect. Parking brake, APU goes on, and those go to off. Sweet, and all the fuel pumps go off, the beacons go off. And then let's see, flight time 53 minutes and clock time 1 hour 17. FS actions, ground connections, request ground power. And then those can go to off, and we can release the parking brake. Shutdown checklist is completed, and secure IRSs are off. Also APU can go off, window heat goes off, emergency lights are off, and PECs go off. Sweet. So deboarding, and then we should open some doors. Open, 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 forward cargo, after cargo. Alright guys, so here we are back on the ground in Luxembourg, and that is pretty much 3 days after we have departed at this exact same airport. We were at this position over there, and now we are here at Zulu 4, And also we have completed around 38 hours in the air, so 38 hours of airtime. And yes, here we are. Quite fun to take a 747 around the world. Pretty amazing to be back home. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this tour as well. Feel free to leave any comment in case you want to see something similar or propose a tour of your own. That would be quite nice. And thanks for tuning in. Take care.